Ma'am, you give me a very, strong woman wala vibe. So I have to ask you before wrapping up. Ma'am, mental health is one thing that, we need to talk at this time. और पीछे आपका मैं एक और इंटरव्यू देख रही थी जिसमें you said, identity crisis के ऊपर आप बोल रही थी that people still refer you as Aamir Khan's ex-wife or wife. Ma'am, आप कैसे deal करती हैं? How? And you're so calm and poised in everything. I need to know.
It's a very good question. Honestly, because it's not something I deal with consciously.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have a feeling that the credit goes to my parents probably, because when we are growing up, we are so affected by our families, by where we go to school, by the community of people we are surrounded by, and I was allowed to develop my own identity.
Yes, ma'am.
I was given the freedom to be myself, and I was really supported and given a lot of confidence by my parents. So, I didn't have other people's sort of expectations and pressures on me growing up.
Yeah.
The only expectation my parents had of me was that you have to learn to take care of yourself. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like a woman growing up, and I'm
You're really,
old enough.
really.
So, I was growing up in the 80s, 70s, 80s. And my parents telling you something like that, instead of saying, get married, marry a rich man, or, other such things, bahut gharilu bano, or whatever. The expectation was that take care of yourself financially. Be financially independent. Which really instills in you the confidence that you can do it.
Yeah.
The freedom to decide what I wanted to study, the freedom to decide what I wanted to be, I think made me who I am. And I think that's why what other people think of me or how they term me, or other people's impressions of me don't affect me as deeply as perhaps they do people who are not maybe comfortable in their own skin. I feel that really, really helps, being comfortable in your own skin. Having said that, of course, we all live within constraints. It was not like I said, I don't want to go to school or anything like that. There were rules in my family also. I had to study, I had to do college. In fact, I wanted to do my masters. My parents were, please do your masters, do a PhD also. They were like willing to support my education, but I didn't have a choice about education. I had to study.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there was they were like a support, a springboard for my, my creativity, for my identity, And I feel like I owe a lot to that. And I think perhaps some of it is genetic. I've been, like a person with a very sunny disposition. People call me, like my team has called me the Enthu cutlet.
Oh.
But yeah, I have a certain positive, perhaps natural nature.
A lot of positive.
Yeah, but a lot of it came from the fact that people, gave me that confidence. They gave me a lot of love. I came from a very loving family.
और इसीलिए एयरपोर्ट पे कोई कुछ भी बोले आपको फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
I mean, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. I mean, it of course sometimes will hurt you if someone's being, in some way hurtful. But it's not something that, because I don't have anything to feel. I feel guilty about or feel, defensive about.
Yeah.
So things still hurt me.
Yeah.
But there's enough of a sense of calm and confidence that I've not done something necessarily that should deserve, somebody's hatred or scorn. It really, really depends on the fact that your actions are really important. After that, you do what you can and you have to leave it. Like how people take it is not in your hands.
Yeah.
I suppose that comes from the Gita. Karmanye vadikaraste. It's exactly that. You do what you can.
Yes.
And after that, you leave it to people to take how they want.